Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your love and relationship reading for the month of July. I can't believe it. It feels weird saying it's already July or almost July. So, for those of you who are just now tuning in, these are generalized readings. Not everything in the reading may pertain to you. I am available to answer any questions as well as to do private readings and can be reached at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. So I like to start off with a reading for my singles and then I move into a spread for my couples. So from the looks of things, it looks like you're going through a transitional period, from a relationship. It looks like, perhaps that you are very much still recovering from a breakup that you are dealing with. Right now, where you're at right now is the Four of Cups. This indicates that I think that you're carrying the persona of, everything being okay on the outside. However, you still have a lot of processing and a lot of work that's going on within. Also, this could indicate that maybe you're not communicating, the feelings that you're going through, that you're keeping things within, and it's really good to express these feelings that you're having. It will really aid the healing process that you're going through right now. We do have the Queen of Crystals, which indicates, your strong bond with nature, your creativity. This also touches on, strong family values. And I really think that right now is a good time to turn to your family for support. I think that in regards to, this processing and your need to turn to your family to help you process these emotions that you're dealing with, will help aid in the Seven of Cups, which has to do with emotional decisions, and really figuring out what's your next step. I think right now what this is telling me is that, there's part of you which I think is considering, returning to this, prior relationship. But before you make a final decision, I really think it's important that, you express these feelings from within and turn to somebody you trust to express them, to help you process them, to help you make this well-rounded decision with which direction you're going to head next. Foundation of this situation is the Nine of Swords. I think that in regards to the demise of this relationship, it seems like you have taken a lot of the responsibility for why things went wrong on yourself. We have the Five of Crystals here, and I think that you were in a situation where you were just completely emotionally depleted, emotionally exhausted. This was a situation that just wasn't healthy. It wasn't good. But again, it seems like you are taking the blame for this situation. Now, the next card is the Nine of Wands. Now, I really think that, what I'm getting from the spread is, you're concentrating on the past. And I think that if you were to stay in this relationship, you acknowledge that it would take a lot of work to make this relationship work. However, I think that you also see a silver lining. So I do think that, even though it would take a lot of work, I do sense hope within you. And again, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that maybe this relationship is worth returning to. Now, the overall outcome is the Ten of Crystals. This has to do with reaching the finish line, so to speak, abundance. This has to do also with strong family connections. This could indicate, that if you guys have a family together, you guys coming back together and building, working on those family bonds together. Now, the overall outcome of this reading is the Hierophant, which has to do with, touching on your strength, touching on, your family values. Also, this has to do with honesty, being true to yourself, being true to this situation, and this touches on doing, making a decision that's good for everybody involved in this situation, making a well-balanced decision. But this also touches on the foundation of your moral ground, the strong moral fibers, so to speak, that you really need to turn to make this well-rounded decision. So it seems like you're in a transition period. You kind of don't know, really where you're going to go. And I think that really, again, the foundation is the focus of making this emotional decision. I think that what's going on here is that you're leaning towards going back to this relationship and giving it another try. It doesn't seem like, the focus of this direction doesn't seem like it's focused towards a new relationship, but more so working things out with the prior. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. And now I am going to be moving into a reading for my couples. Okay. So the first card in the spread is the Eight of Swords, and this indicates, what you're bringing into this relationship. I think that, in regards to you and how you've treated other relationships in the past, sometimes I think when things get hard, it's really easy for you to just pick up and leave and start over somewhere else, so to speak. I think that dealing with the confrontations of relationships and the pressures of relationships can sometimes be overwhelming to you, and to the point where you just need to exit. Now, what you're bringing into this relationship, where you're at now in regards to this relationship is the Sun. This person does make you very happy. You feel very euphoric. This could also indicate that this is relatively a new type of relationship. Now, what you're hoping to get from this relationship is the Empress. I think that this is somebody who you really want to pursue a future with and continue to build on this relationship. After all, the Empress is somebody who turns spirit into matter. I think that you have the power within to make the type of life you want. And if this is a relationship that you want to see through, I think that, this is a good opportunity for you to do just that, so to speak. Now, what your partner is bringing into this relationship is the Tower. I don't think that things have necessarily been easy for him or her, that they've gone through a lot of recent life changes, where life has really been shaken up, so to speak, and life could never go back to where it was. Now, where he or she is at now in regards to you is the Seven of Crystals. This has to do with he or she, not being satisfied with the life that they had around him, and wanting to move forward with the future, a better future with somebody else, with you. And so this is this person's way of literally planting their seeds and moving forward, and putting forth the effort to continue to work and build on this relationship. Now, what they're hoping to get from this relationship is the King of Cups. So he or she takes this relationship really seriously and wants to move forward. However, the issue with this person is he or she understands the impact of serious emotions. And I think that, sometimes this person likes to deflect, likes to channel, the different directions of the emotion. And this person wants to control the emotion. This person has a hard time processing and letting emotions be free, so to speak. I think that this person, has a hard time expressing him or herself. And so, when you're involved with this person, it's kind of hard to figure out where you stand with this individual. Now, how you see this person is a Three of Cups, and I think that this touches on the Sun and the Empress, and you wanting to continue to celebrate and move forward with this relationship. I think that, in fact, you're even willing to take it forward to the next step. Now, the next card is the Ace of Crystals. This is how, your partner sees you, and this person sees, the abundance and the opportunity that are within this relationship. However, I don't know if this person is quite yet, at the space where they want to elevate this relationship or take it to the next level, so to speak. I think that this person, although they're pretty serious about you, they're having a great time, they're not quite, necessarily where you're at. Now, the overall outcome is the Ten of Swords. Now, what stands out to me in regards to the Ten of Swords, it doesn't mean that this relationship isn't going to work out, but there are some things that, you need to be aware of, some things that could ultimately bring this relationship to a demise, so to speak. We have this tendency, with you exiting when things get rough. We have this issue where he or she, tries to control emotions, and their inability to have a difficult time expressing their emotions. And also the Tower, this change that he or she has been going through. This is taking a step back. This is acknowledging those problems. I want you to think about the way that you handle things in order to avoid, a situation where, you guys are in a position to where you can't bounce back from. If these issues are ignored, it could mean that you guys are going your separate ways, that ultimately, this relationship won't work out. And does it mean it won't work out? It means that there are things that you need to pay attention to avoid, this relationship coming to an end. And you have a wonderful attitude with the Sun and the Empress. And most importantly, the Empress, who turns spirit into matter. You make things happen. And if you want to put forth the effort to making this relationship work, you absolutely can. There's just things that you have to be aware of, things that you need to concentrate on to avoid, to avoid making the steps for this situation to come to an end. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me at mantraflowtarot@gmail.com. Thanks, you guys.